Good evening. Well, it's about 11:30 at night, so it's early o'clock to be starting a video. But I'm outside the house. I come out here to see Sugar, see if she's okay, give her her evening treat. And there's a chorus going on over in the field. I think the frogs think it's going to rain. And there's a gecko on the wall again. He's here every night. I just wanted to show you. He's about a foot long, I guess. But he's pretty brave nowadays. He comes out here a lot. Runs around. So you think, what does he eat? You see these guys up here? Little lizards? That's what he eats. I'm out on the road and it's dark, so this is street light. Sugar's out here with me. Can you hear the frogs? This is a field, you can't see it. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. What's happening out there in G-land? Well, I have a little bit of stress. Last night there was a crazy guy wandering around in my garden. Did you see him? Last night you could see I was come out to see if Sugar's okay, and the frogs were going crazy. Normally they don't do that unless it's raining. Because it wasn't raining, they sound so loud. So I wanted to let you guys hear. So what's happening today? Well, I want to show you my new alarm clock. I was laying in bed, sleeping, and all of a sudden I sort of heard this noise. I'm like, what is that noise? Woke up, looked out the bedroom window, and this is what I seen. I have no idea why he was barking. I think he might have seen himself in the mirror or the reflection of the window and barking at himself, which then woke me up. So he wouldn't leave. He just kept barking and barking. So I was like, okay. So I got my camera and got him to share with you guys. So what's happening today? Well, I've had a request from Jonas, if I pronounce it right, from Sweden. Wants to know how I plant pineapples. So I said, okay, I had a couple to do, so I'll just put it on video. And here it is. So I got this bag here. One whole bag goes in here. Then all I have to do is level it all off and push it down so it's nice and tight. Level it again. Make sure it's tight. If you look at this soil, here in Thailand, most of Thailand anyway, it's clay. And you can see this is clearly not clay. So how do they do that? Well, they get leaves and bark and all kinds like corn husk, rice husk, and put it all together and let it sit for a long time, and it decomposes and turns into dirt. So you can buy these bags, 7 of these bags for 100 baht. And this bucket, I used to buy these all big pots like this for the pineapple, but I couldn't find any. I went and bought these, drove home and found well, these will be fine. So just make sure it's nice and tight and level, and then soak it. Making sure it's nice and wet. Of course, you're only going to do the top half, but it'll soak down inside over time. But the main thing I need right now is just the top half. So you want to hear something disgusting? This is bird poop water, and Kevin's got his hands in it. But guess what? As a gardener, you think, I don't care. So just squash it back down a little bit, and then I just make a little rough area like that. So when I have a pineapple, you just get the pineapple. Here, they always come with this, the leaves on top. So you can see how much I cut off. Cut it off and eat it in the house. And then I just get a little saucer, put some water on it, and leave it about a week, sometimes longer. I've left it so long sometimes that the pineapple, the meat of the pineapple falls off and all that's left is the stalk. But I try to leave a little bit left over, maybe just a little bit more would be good. And then you just look inside, you see it's flat, put it in, and the stuff that I ruffled up, I put over top of it, see? And squeeze it down. Maybe rough it up a little bit more, give me some more dirt, and squeeze it down so it can, and then make sure it's like firmly stuck in the dirt, because then what happens now is it'll start to grow roots and produce a plant. So I'll turn it away from the sun comes up from over there, turn it away from the sun, and then it will grow up and over towards the sun. Make sure I got plenty of dirt holding it down, and just leave it alone. It'll soak down inside. Done. So that's that one done. You can see the water will soak down. So I did 2 today, this one and this one. 2 more pineapples. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 here in the nursery area, and over there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pots, and some of them, this one's got 3 in a pot, this one, where's what, 2 in a pot, but they've given me their pineapples already this year. But there's this one here that's starting to turn red. You see how they go red? The leaves start to go red. You see how the leaves start to turn red? So what will happen, you keep an eye on inside here. I'm not putting my hand in there because it'll shred my fingers because there's spines on it. It'll go red inside here. And then from that red turns into a flower, and from the flower, the top of the flower is actually the plant. So buy a pineapple somewhere, that and if it tastes real nice, you think, hey, I like that one. Cut it so there's about 2 centimeters, half an inch, and then put it in some water and let it sit for a week or so. Do just like I just showed you. Put it in a pot, put the dirt in, make it wet, make a little, like a space for it to go down in, push that over top, done. But leave it out of the sun. I leave it over there until I see at least maybe half a dozen or more new leaves coming. Once I see a half a dozen or more leaves coming, I know that it's got roots which will support the plant, and I can move it over here with the gang. So you can see right now. So right now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants that are red. You can see these little guys starting to come up. You see a little green shoot? Just starting to come. So just keep it moist. You see I keep it in the shade. I moved them over here because somebody was messing with it. Knocked it over last night. The other day somebody pulled one out. The birds keep coming around here fussing. I water them about twice a day, but not a lot. I mean, remember, they only have fragile roots right now, so they got to stay moist. So you can see it's not that complicated, but I think Jonas says when he gets his pineapples, they already cut the green off the top. So if you don't have the green on the top, I can't help you. I don't know what else to do. But that's the only way I do it. I'll just, you know, like I said, leave about 2 centimeters, half an inch of meat there. Leave it so it basically gives it something to stand on. It keeps it from falling over. So put it in water in like a teacup or a saucer, sorry, and leave it for a week or so, maybe 5 days a week, and let it soak up the water, and then bring it outside and do what I just showed you. And then you'll have some more pineapples. That's how I got all my pineapples. I did the same thing with all of them. And one thing I learned is after it gives you its fruit, leave it alone, because then a new one will come. Some people say cut it back. I've never cut them back. I just leave them alone. The old plant will die by itself and the new one will come by itself. And if you see, there's about this much room from the top. So I leave it alone, because once the pineapple is grown and taken the nutrients from the soil, I can put some cow poo on top, and then put a layer of maybe an inch or two of more peat on top, so it gives the ground some more nutrients before the new one goes in, or the new one starts to grow. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today. Pottering in the garden. It's about 30 degrees today. Okay in the shade with no t-shirt on, just a little bit sweaty, but not a lot. And if you go out in the sun, work over there in the sun, it's very hot. But in the shade, there's a tiny little breeze. So this is like perfect weather for working in the garden. Make a mess and enjoy. So, I hope you enjoyed the video from yesterday about my being blown up and thrown in the air. It's funny. I got many stories like that. Some of them are just like, you know, they pop in my head every so often, and I think, crazy guy, but that was me back then. And you know, to be honest, that was the most stimulating things that I remember about the green clothes. Is, to me, that was the most fun. Maybe I'm a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to send you buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope this message finds you in good health and peace, joy, and kindness. Mental peace, joy, and kindness. No stress, and look after yourselves. All the best. See you in the morning. Good night.